ever felt guilty for wanting to leave the United States? I'm about to tell you something that I think it's important for you to hear. I'm Arnitha Webb. I'm the great-granddaughter of Mabel Alexander, an uneducated Black woman who left the South and built a foundation up north for her family to flourish all across North America. I decided to move for peace of mind. And if you've ever felt guilty for wanting to leave the U.S., we need to have a conversation. There's some things that I think you need to hear. We all hear the comments. They span all spectrums of thoughts and ideologies. Some people would say, if you don't like America, get out, leave. While others will say, if you leave, you're a coward, you're running away, you're not staying and fighting the good fight. And I know you're questioning yourself. You probably wonder if even wanting something different somehow makes you ungrateful, like you're choosing peace of mind, like that somehow is a betrayal of your ancestors. But here's what I want you to know. You can love where you're from and still choose to want something different. You can honor them. You can honor your roots and still plant new roots. You can want a life that doesn't drain you, that doesn't betray you. You can use your own knowledge, your own wisdom to make decisions for yourself, what your ancestors wanted you to be able to do. Your ancestors actually tried to create a world where you could have choice. So it's not a betrayal. And here's another thing that I know. Our ancestors didn't have social media. They didn't have the luxury of sitting somewhere until they decided maybe it's the right time to move. They didn't have all of these luxuries that we have. Yet we sit paralyzed with all the tools, all the resources to make the absolute best decision for ourselves, to change the trajectory of our entire family the way my great-grandmother had the courage to do with far less. And yet we sit sometimes paralyzed by fear, by not having enough information, enough money, enough this, enough that, and we are rich with everything that we need to create what we want. Here's what we know, and trust me, you don't have to be a scholar in American history. And let me preface something when I say American history. I don't mean the American history that is approved in the public schools. I'm talking the real American history that they don't want told. That's the history I'm talking about. We all know that this country was built by people who left places that weren't serving them. The entire country is built on migration. People who knew that they deserved better. That's the foundation of all the people that arrived on these shores. We know that our ancestors moved all around this country. When did geography become more important than your actual quality of life? But the one thing that has been proven to me is that the world is vastly different outside of America. When I say vastly different, well, I mean the world is completely different from any description I ever heard or read about in the United States. And I had to go see that for myself. I also had to realize that wherever I go, I find community. So let me give you some context. Even as I sit here in Spain, I consistently hear that, as a matter of fact, I recently was having a tea date with a friend, and she was explaining to me that the numbers that they are seeing in visa applications in Spain is rivaling when the war started between Russia and Ukraine. That's how many Americans are trying to get the hell out. I believe that real patriotism isn't suffering in silence. I believe that we should be committed to not just ourselves. We should be committed to a broader survival, though. I believe that we need to have that loyalty to our own survival. I believe that our ancestors understand that. That's what I believe. You can want America to progress. If it were not for us, the civil rights that exist in America that they're rolling back right now would never have taken place. We are the pushback for America to be a more humane country. We are the face of that. They don't give civil rights in America. Civil rights are fought for. You have to survive in order to even be able to fight something. You can't fight something when you're already 6 feet under. When we look at America, we know our food industry is killing us. We know they could have universal health care. We're not stupid. We know that the ills of the education system, but quite honestly, we don't even need them anymore. We only want access, equal access, but we don't need them to teach our kids. I don't want to get into, in this video, how many PhDs in education we have in America. The point that I am trying to get across to you here and now is that as I've learned from living abroad, when you step away and you actually start to see home more clearly, you do appreciate what it's given you. I want to give you the permission that you need to make the decision that's right for you. The people who judge you for leaving are oftentimes the same people who are too afraid to imagine anything different for themselves. They're often more aligned with the people that had to be left behind when Harriet went back to get some people. They're probably more closely aligned with them anyway. That's the truth. So I'll be honest with you. When I started talking about relocating, I actually didn't tell anybody. As a matter of fact, the very first move that I made, which was within the US, I didn't even tell my family until I already had my apartment, my job, and my airline tickets was already purchased. They didn't even know I was thinking about it. My great-grandmother didn't have anybody to talk to. She had to know within her own being what was the right thing to do. And if it's nothing that she taught me better, is you got to know that you know for yourself. You have to know how to listen to your own inner voice, not all the external noise. This is why I have the life planning profile inside of my community as well, because it's a personal decision. You cannot rely on your decisions to be found outside of you. You have to know why you're doing this and what you want to get out of it in order for it to be successful. I've lived in the US in multiple areas. When I realized all I had to do was make this one decision, leave what's familiar, and your entire world will change for the better. There is something that exists that I'm trying to build out to be very different, where I don't want you to have to defend yourself or debate others on your decision, but a place where you can get some clarity and some direction so that you can take action. I want to help you figure out the best place for you. I don't want you searching the top 10 cheapest countries to go live in. I want you to find the place that's for you. And I want you to understand and be solid in your decisions. And so I'm going to invite you to join the community. No judgments, no pressure, just helping you get to where you want to be. The link is below, and we'll keep this conversation going.